Canva, Canva, Canva. Should you Canva? Should you not Canva? What is Canva? You know the word, Canva. It's that new online design software everybody is raging about and trying to use as opposed to Photoshop or Illustrator. My name is Stacy Schilling. I'm a visual design expert. I'm also the creator and owner of the company Stacy Schilling Education Design Hub, and I'm going to let you know the ins and outs of Canva and the benefits of the program and the not so great benefits. So over the last couple of years, their new software online platform called Canva has launched. It's been super vital in basically making designers insignificant. Kind of like what Adobe did when it made the Creative Cloud version and got rid of all the suites. You know, back in the day in the design world, back in like the 70s and 80s, like the design world was like untouchable. It was like one of these like, ooh, you're a designer. Like, oh my gosh, like you're so talented. That's so amazing. Because the software was so freaking expensive and you had to buy the software individually and use it. Now, back in the day, what was really cool in the olden days, back in like the 80s and the 90s, you can actually burn the software to disk with the serial number and share it with friends and share it with coworkers so you didn't have to have an individual license. Well, Adobe decided to crack the whip on that one, and in late 1998-99 they launched the Adobe Creative Suite, which basically said no more burning a copy of our software and sharing it and using it for free. You want to use it, you won't have to pay. So they did Creative Suite 1, 2, 4, which was buggier than buggy. Then they went to 5, which wasn't any better. They tried to fix it with 5.5, which was much better. They went to 6, which was amazing. And then eventually they were supposed to go to 7, but instead they jumped over to the cloud and decided, oh, we're gonna make this available to everybody in this online format. That's when they just pretty much killed the design industry because it just got oversaturated. Now recently we've got Canva on the market that's really, really oversaturating the market, and it's devaluing the industry, which I'm very saddened to hear. I still love the design industry. I still design. It's like, it'd be still my heart. But you got to know what's going on with Canva to really understand, is it the best program that you should be using for your design work? Now, there are some benefits with Canva. So Canva makes it easy because you can get an account for free. All you have to do is put in some information, sign up, you've got an account. You can add team members to that account so more than one can get into the account. You've got some custom templates, which is great. It gives you the spec sizes for video, for Facebook posts, for Instagram posts, for a poster, for a flyer, for a presentation, which is great. With those templates, you also have some elements that you can add. You can add graphics, you can add photos, you can even upload your own photos, and they give you fonts. They also give you some examples of font combinations that you can use in your design. And you can create color, or you can create your own color. So if you have a branding color in a Photoshop file or Illustrator file and you want to get the color specs for that and bring it into Canva, you can. It's a great platform for creating a quick, fast graphic. I'll give you an example. I do use Canva. I don't think there's anything wrong with Canva, but I think there is a little bit things wrong using Canva to use it as a freelance or full-time designer. I don't think it's the best option for a couple reasons, which we'll get to in a second. But one of the things that I like to use Canva for is when I am working my makeup business. So my other business is stacymakemeover.com. So if you want to go there and check out my website, you're more than welcome to. So I tend to create a lot of quick posts for Facebook. And sometimes I see text and image and I want to just whip something out super quickly. I find it's a little quicker for me just to go into Canva, open up a Facebook size, drop in the image, add the text, upload my logo, and then save it out as a ping image, and then upload it into Facebook right away. I can be done in about 5 minutes. It takes me about 5 minutes for Photoshop to decide it's ready to open up and get started. And sometimes the amount of work that I'm doing for this file, I don't really need Photoshop, so I'll just whip it out in Canva. I also like to use Canva when I'm teaching my online classes. I teach a lot of online classes and a lot of online group classes with younger students, especially in like elementary and junior high school. And so we'll do a lot of slide presentations where I will demo the information, we'll talk about it like vocab words, elements of art, elements of photography. I'll have some examples of the work, we'll discuss different things. And it makes it really, really easy to create something really quickly because I can upload all my own photos, I can add my own text in, then I can showcase it online, and then they can see the Canva presentation as I'm share screening with them, and then I can also send them a link to the Canva file so that way they can go back and relook at the presentation over and over again and see all those things that we've learned and review along with their notes. So it is really, really great, and I'm not knocking it. I think the software is great, but it's really not the best program to design logos or graphics or marketing materials or websites. Now, you have to understand, especially on the website format. I'm going to get to web first and then I'll get back to print. So when you're creating a website design, okay, you have to have a hosting server. It has to have somewhere live for people to see it online. It's great to send them a Canva link to the actual website that you have. The problem with having a Canva website is you cannot take credit card transactions. So if you wanted to be an e-commerce business, so whenever I say the word e-commerce to my students, I always tell them, think of one website in mind, Amazon. You can buy anything and everything on Amazon. You can buy food, you can buy clothing, you can buy shoes, you can buy a car on Amazon, you can buy anything. I bought a kayak on Amazon a couple years ago. It's a great site. It's my shopping website. So when you want to do a website on Canva and you want to sell a product, you need a platform that can have e-commerce capabilities, those shopping capabilities. Canva won't let you do that. You can't put a buy now link on that website. Another downfall with the website on Canva is you only have so much space. You know, your files on the web are going to get huge, and the bigger your file, the slower the download speed it's going to take for your website to view online, and people are going to get bored and tired and they're going to leave. So it's not really the best option. Now, a lot of people think, oh, but let me just concept a website out of Canva, which is kind of okay, and it's kind of a great idea to whip out a quick concept. The problem is you have to figure out, once I whip out this concept, how am I going to rebuild the file? Because you have to be able to take the file apart to rebuild it for the web. And you cannot take a graphic and just dump a big graphic on the web. What happens is when you dump a big graphic on the web, if you haven't rendered the file size to make it small to download, the download speed is going to take forever and a day. And you can't check the optimize and how fast this is going to download and how big the file is going to be on the web in Canva. You can only do that in Photoshop or Affinity Photo because it'll give you that option to tell you how big the actual file size is, what the download speed is, and how long it's going to take. So that's another problem. So if you have a website and it's going to take 15 seconds to download, guess what? People are already gone after 4 seconds because it's a minimum of 8 seconds for your website to download, and if it doesn't, people are gone and they're never coming back. So that's another problem. And granted, you can link to other website pages, but it's not really the website you want to be using because you can't really customize it. You can do what you want with it, but it's got to have a home online for somebody to be able to see it. So they can go to www.stacyschilling.com, click on private lessons, and you can pick 5, 10, or 20-hour lessons and be able to work with me privately to be able to really understand it. Or you can go to the home page and click on web courses and purchase my web course, Learn the Pretty Side of Website Design, which will give you a step-by-step process of how I create a website concept from conception to completion on the design side, not on the building side, which is the ugly side, the code side. For the print side, the thing with Canva is you have to be able to set your files up for the printer. Now, the printer knows how to examine a file. So even if you send them a PDF file, you think, oh, it's a PDF file. They're never going to know. Guess what? They can open that PDF file in Acrobat, the whole program. They can open it up in InDesign, and they can open it in Illustrator. And they can take a look at your work and examine your work to see if it's set up correctly. Are your colors in RGB when they should be CMYK? Are your fonts outlined? If not, they're going to be corrupted and they might not even show up. Do you have a bleed on your artwork? Do you have gutters? Did you consider the trim and the print lines on your artwork? Did you put a safety? Is this file laid out for a book publication? So Canva is not necessarily the program you want to build a large format file in. If you're going to build a book or a brochure or catalog, you better be using InDesign. If you're not using InDesign, you are going to be in a world of hurt. InDesign is built for massive, massive files. I'm talking Photoshop files, Illustrator files, Word files, PDF files. You can dump as much stuff as an InDesign document and build it out, and it's fine. You can't really do that with Canva. You're kind of limited, and there's not enough speed and not enough space. In your program, even if you get the custom version, the pro version, you're still limited on the space. Now, another thing you have to remember with Canva is, yes, they give you images. Yes, they give you graphics, but guess what? They might be free to use, but there might be some copyright infringement, so you might not be able to use them commercially, so you have to check the terms and conditions. On top of that, guess what? Because it's a template version, it's a cookie cutter, which means if you're using these photos, chances of somebody else using the photos and graphics are the same and are going to be pretty high. So you want to try to also avoid using stock photography in any of your design projects if you can help it. It is always better to have your own photographs. So it's better to either do the photography yourself, and if you just are horrible at photography, I'm going to make a great suggestion to you. You need to contact your local college, you need to ask for the art department, and you need to ask for the photography instructors. Contact the photography instructors and ask them, is there a photography student that you can recommend that does photography in this type of photography, whatever you're looking for, that you could talk to, that you want to hire to do photography for. You might be able to work at a deal at a financially good rate to be able to work with a photography student in college that can do your photos either for free or a discounted rate in exchange for them using it in their portfolio for their body of work. So that's a great financial solution you may not have considered for your website if you need photographs or for your print project. So those are some of the things that we run into with Canva. I get a little more into Canva and also website hosting in my course, Learn the Pretty Side of Website Design. So if you go to my website, stacyschilling.com, and click on the link that says Learn the Pretty Side of Website Design and click By Me, you're going to get a link that's going to tell you to join my Facebook group, Learn the Pretty Side of Website Design, where you'll be able to follow in step-by-step video instructions online, how to create a website design concept, where I talk about template and online web hosting, including Canva, and get more information. Thanks for watching, designer. Have a great day.